What's going on, Geminites? It's your boy Gem Mint. We're here with the new comic book day reviews for Wednesday, August 12th. If you enjoyed this video, hit that like, make sure you are subscribed to the channel, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss a video or when I go live. This video is sponsored by Street Level Hero. That's SLHLA.com. They have an amazing Spider-Man 48 variant by Gabriel Del Otto that is available for pre-order now. They also have a ton of merch. If you use the code GEMMINT, that's one word, you'll get 10% off anything you buy on the store, and that code is not a one-time per customer use. That's good for life. So check out Street Level Hero. They have a ton of exclusive variants, a ton of merch, and some really good guys. Alright, today we're going to start with the digital copies that I read. I only read 2 issues digitally, and one of them is a new #1 from Boom Studios. This is Tom Taylor's 7 Secrets. You have art by Danielle D. Nicolo and Walter Biamonte. I really dug 7 Secrets. This was a very cool story about like this hidden organization. They keep these secrets kind of like in briefcases, and their agents are super dedicated to their jobs. We have a story where these 2 agents fell in love and they had a child together, which is strictly forbidden in this organization. And we're kind of being talked to from the perspective of the child, even though we haven't met the child yet. And what the parents have to do. You know, do they give up the child? Do they raise it? Do they turn their back on the secret organization? That's what you want to read to find out. Highly recommended. I really was digging 7 Secrets. Going over to Image, we have Stealth issue 4 by Costa Bellegarde and Bonvillain. I don't never know how to pronounce that. I love Stealth. I loved issue 4. I feel like it's a really cool superhero tale with an indie twist. It's awesome to be in the mind of this superhero who's struggling with Alzheimer's, and he kind of knows, but kind of doesn't know it. I think the villains are kind of taking form here and going from very comic booky villains to some dark, hitman type villains. I always enjoy Stealth. I definitely encourage you guys to read it. Oh, and I forgot. I have this Batman The Adventures Continue issue 3 up here because I forgot to pick this up last week. This is by Burnett, Paul Dini, Templeton, and Kubina. Definitely love this. If you're a fan of Batman the animated series, you got to be reading this. It picks up where that left off. We have the finale with Deathstroke here. I guess I could say Jason Todd lurking in the background. A very cool kind of Tim Drake Robin with Barbara Gordon's Batgirl kind of thing going on here. I thought it was a great issue. Got to be reading this if you like the animated series. Image again with Skybound, Robert Kirkman with Lorenzo Di Felici. Oblivion Song. I love Oblivion Song. We got a lot going on in this issue. Kind of going forward some years, we're really seeing what's happening with the relationship between Nathan and the alien race. He's got himself some allies there, and kind of got the drop on some big things that are going to occur from Oblivion, things that might impact Earth. I love this run. Just recently picked up the first hardcover, and definitely think it's something you should check out. If you pick up the hardcover, you can get caught up on like the first 12 issues, and then try to hunt down, I don't know, the trades or the singles. But another good one from Robert Kirkman. I realized I'm a big Kirkman fan. And the last indie, we got James Tynion IV, Something is Killing the Children from Boom Studios. This is number 9. You got Werther Del Adira, Miguel Muerto. So I really recommend this series. I think this is like the most fun independent title that's out there. It's one of my favorites, and we just get a lot of creepy interactions with these monsters in the woods, killing these kids. We have Erica Slaughter, the monster hunter, trying to figure out how is she going to end this. We learn a little bit why the organization that's backing her is not really getting involved, so I thought that was pretty interesting. But it's just a fun ride. It's only on issue 9. They're quick reads, easy to catch up on it. I think the first trade is out, so this is another one I recommend to read. Alright guys, the big one from DC. This is Dark Knight's Death Metal, issue 3. Scott Snyder, Greg Capullo, and this was a very fun issue with Superman. You have kind of them seeing what transpired in the one-shot, the Legends of the Dark Knight, with the whole Batman Manhattan thing, with the Robin Crow, that all kind of plays a part here. And I think this issue does a better job of explaining what's happening. Issue 2 had me a little bit lost, but I think issue 3 really does a good job of kind of like level setting the story and letting us know what's going on. What's the goals of Batman Manhattan? What is he able to do with his newfound power? That's all in here. Incredible artwork. Capullo's one of my favorite artists of all time. And yeah, without getting into spoilers, definitely check this out. You also have Clapion and Placencia on the book. I know I butcher these names, guys. It's hard. You see these names and you never read them or hear them spoken. That's Death Metal. Sticking to Batman, we got The Batman's Grave, issue 9 out of 12. Warren Ellis with Hitch and Sinclair. So more of the same from Batman's Grave. It has a very formulaic kind of issue, kind of just like all the other ones. You have your kind of your non-dialogue action sequences. You have your witty banter between Bruce and Alfred, which is actually really good throughout this whole book. I do think this is going to be a better read once it's completed and you just binge a trade or a hardcover. Single issues, it kind of leaves you wanting more. It kind of feels like not a lot of things transpire from issue to issue, but I think the artwork is super clean. I like that non-dialogue storytelling that they do, and I think we actually get who the villain is here. It's kind of like somebody who went through the same thing as Bruce, but they took a different path than Bruce Wayne. Instead of being for justice, they want to kill justice. They want to get rid of justice, and I guess they want chaos. So that was a pretty cool little that's a pretty cool thing that we get in this issue. All right, so we have a Joker War tie-in. This is Collateral Damage, right? Batman Detective Comics issue 1025 by Peter J. Tomasi, Rocafort, and Brown. So this was a Batwoman issue. I don't really... This was like the weakest issue of Detective that I've read so far since I've jumped on the title. Very kind of like... It was like a Batwoman issue, really. You know, how she teamed up with Bruce Wayne to help Bruce. We kind of don't see anything from the Joker, and I'm really curious to see what they're going to say happened after his battle with Batgirl from that tie-in. So all these tie-ins kind of feel very loosely connected. It's really more of the war. This is in the streets fighting these hordes of like Joker flunkies. Lucius Fox possessed by the Joker toxin, so we finally see what happens with that. I don't want to say you should skip it. I think you should still read the tie-ins, especially because it's kind of early into the storyline. We don't really know how they're all going to play in together, but I enjoyed it. It wasn't like a drag to get through. All right, we got The Flash, 759. This is Williamson, Sandoval, Tarragona, and Prianto. So this is a good issue. I mean, you have this whole Reverse Flash, Thwayne possessing or I guess you could say possessing Barry Allen's body. He puts together the Legion of Zoom, but it's so funny. It's kind of like he's a real hater. Everything that he hates in Barry Allen is really what he wants to be, and that's what I got reading this. I'm like, man, they really showed what a hater really is. You know, he's even kind of like got the Legion of Zoom questioning his motives because he's out there just trying to be Barry, and he can't do it for very long, so he's quickly exposed. Amazing artwork on this Flash run. Really, really good. I really like the art. The story kind of is feeling a little cliche to me. It's kind of like so many speedsters. Like, dang, I know it's the Flash, but does everybody in the book have to be a speedster too? It's kind of like Hulk, where everyone else is Hulks out as well. I don't really dig that too much. But I enjoyed reading the issue. Went by quick, no pun intended. And I always enjoy the artwork, like I said. We got Dan Abnett on Justice League Odyssey, issue 23 with Conrad and Burrito. Talk about dope artwork. The Darkseid stuff here, and I knew I was going to forget the character's name, who he's fighting here, man. And they said the name like 100 times. Something with an E. Yeah, Escaton. So he's battling this beast, Escaton. You have a lot of dope interaction between Cyborg and Darkseid. You know, Darkseid's got a hold of Cyborg, and it makes sense because he's really responsible for making him alive. The mother box that helped him be Cyborg instead of being dead, right? So cool interactions there. Very little Jessica Cruz stuff here. But you got some cool stuff with Orion from the New Gods, Darkseid, incredible artwork. Interesting enough. All right, let's get on over to Marvel with Darth Vader, issue number 4 by Pak, Yenko, and Menon. So this one was kind of a little weird, I thought, because you have Darth Vader fighting this huge like T-Rex kind of thing. And I remember reading this and thinking, man, they would never really do this in the movies. I mean, yeah, they fought beasts before, but this just kind of felt like real comic booky fighting this huge dinosaur type of creature that was like, you know, nobody has ever single-handedly killed one of these monsters. It kind of felt a little bit out of place. What was really cool is, you know, Darth Vader's on the hunt to find out, you know, what happened to his kids when Padme died. So he goes to Padme's tomb, and you see her old guard, and he has flashbacks from when he met them as kids. It flashes back to the Phantom Menace and all their different interactions with each one that he fights. So that was a really cool take on this book. I thought the beginning was kind of like cheesy, but then I like where they went with that whole private guard, Padme's guard type of thing that he interacts with. Back on Amazing Spider-Man, this is issue 46. Nick Spencer working with Ferreira, Poggi, and Curiel. Really dark issue, man. The Sin Eater stuff is a nice change of tone for this book. No Boomerang stuff, no Peter Parker stuff, no quirky roommate stuff. That is all gone in this book. And you have this Sin Eater stuff, and it's crazy, man. Like, how could I not spoil this, man? Sin Eater is not really killing people. He's stealing everything from them that's bad, including their powers. So he's not killing them. The people remain alive, and they're remorseful, and they're human, and they're kind of like, you know, free of that hindrance. And it doesn't look like it's necessarily a bad thing. So I like the angle that they're playing here. I dug this issue. I'm glad I jumped back on with this arc. Immortal Hulk, issue 36, Al Ewing with Bennett, Jose, and Mia. Yeah, this kind of gets back to the horror roots where Immortal Hulk started, and I was really kind of digging that. Rick Jones, all deformed and looking crazy, and I think it's leader, right? And Hulk kind of not looking like the good guy anymore, making him Hulk out in front of everybody, and making him kind of look bad, basically. I want to show you guys what I'm talking about, man. Talking about back to the horror aspect of this book, and that's what made it so great in the beginning. I feel like it fell off a little bit there. So besides that, it's basically a big fight issue between the Absorbing Man and crew who are trying to keep Hulk in check, even though the reporter, Jackie, I believe, is trying to like tell them, listen, man, he's not trying to fight. He's saying he's sorry. He didn't mean to accidentally explode Rick Jones. But it just is a big brawl. And then, you know, at the end, we get the kind of introduction of where we're going with the story, what's happening with these vats of gamma beings that they're creating back at the lab. So it was a pretty dope issue. All right, guys, so I started reading the Empire X-Men tie-ins because I realized that they tie into the Dawn of X stuff. I reread issue 1, and I remember liking this because they bring back the old ladies who were introduced in, like X-Men issue 4. And the whole Scarlet Witch thing, that she is in Genosha. She wants to bring all the mutants back that she killed in House of M, and they come back as zombies. So now you have outer space plants fighting mutant zombies. So that's basically this whole storyline, and it is pretty entertaining. It ties in, I guess, with Empire in the sense of the Kotati, you know, fighting with these mutants on Genosha, but it also ties in with what's happening in Dawn of X. So I definitely I enjoyed this. I think it's probably the strongest Empire tie-in that's out right now. And this is by written by a couple of different people. Hickman wrote the first issue. Jerry Dugan wrote the second. Ed Brisson wrote the third one. So it looks like they're really sharing these tie-ins here. There's one more issue to round out this miniseries. And then we got Empire 4, Al Ewing, Dan Slott, with art by Valerio Chitti and Marte Garcia. Not digging it. I see what they're doing with this book. It kind of feels more like leading up to this wedding thing, right, with Hulkling and Wiccan. And that seems to be the main focus of this. Even you can see in the previews with like what the Aftermath issue is, the wedding issue, and it kind of is like an homage to the Amazing Spider-Man annual with the wedding of Peter Parker and Mary Jane. I feel like little to nothing is going on with the whole Kree Skrull, with the Kotati versus, you know, the Avengers and the Fantastic Four. So that plays like a backdrop to that. It's really a Hulkling story, like straight up. And I'm not hearing anyone really digging this, so I kind of am with them on that. It was kind of a letdown. I was excited. I was a little bit hyped when it was first being announced and everything, but one more issue of this and then we're done. All right, we got Marauders, issue 11. I feel like it's been forever since we got an issue of the Marauders. This is by Jerry Dugan, Stefano Caselli, and Edgar Delgado. I enjoyed this issue a lot, man. If you guys remember what happened in the last issues of Marauders, which was already long ago, Kitty Pryde, who goes by Kate Pryde now, she was killed, and there was a lot of concern with whether or not they're going to be able to bring her back, because we know she can't go through the Krakoan portal, so are they going to be able to do it or not? We find out here. It's a very good issue. As you can see with the cover, it's kind of like a farewell issue, but I definitely enjoyed this one. So that was a nice kind of change of pace, and a little Path to X of Swords, or 10 of Swords here, which really plays a bigger role in this issue here, X-Force issue 11 by Benjamin Piercy, Balzadua, and Guru EFX. Dope colorist, man. this was a good issue, man. A nice Colossus issue. You have this kind of these creatures that they're doing an autopsy, and it's kind of like a I forget what the name of the thing is, man. The little girl cups. My daughters call them girl cups. Russian nesting doll. So you have this Russian nesting doll creature that they keep killing them, and a smaller one keeps coming out. And basically, it's a cool little Colossus issue, and this is the most of 10 of Swords we've seen so far with the ending. I'm not going to spoil it, but we see a sword, we get a name, we see kind of where they're going with that. So I have some high hopes for 10 of Swords. I think that's going to be a good one. And we got one more book, so you know it's the pick of the week, and it is Venom. Issue 27, Donny Cates, Gedeon, so it wasn't Ryan Stegman, huh? And Albertov. Super fun issue. I love where they're going with this whole Venom Beyond storyline. Venom and Co. in a different dimension, a familiar dimension, and things there work a little bit different than how they work in our dimension. So very cool stuff. Nice little reveal at the end. Super fun, action-packed issue. A lot of virus stuff. I know everyone's kind of hype on that. I still think it's somebody we already know. But I don't know. I'm feeling like it's not Norman Osborn anymore. Because Norman showed up in another one of these books too. I guess Amazing Spider-Man. I don't know who he is yet. But he's pretty badass in this. And I like the direction that this is going in. I'm a sucker for that Beyond type of stuff. So this is part 2. You got to be reading Venom. And that's going to wrap up the new comic book day reviews for today. Guys, let me know what was your pick of the week in the comments down below. Let me know what was the book that you were not feeling. I have a feeling I know what that's going to be. Like I said, if you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit that like. Make sure to subscribe to the channel for more daily content. Notification bells on so you don't miss a video or a live stream. Check out our boys at Street Level Hero and stay minty fresh. Peace.